Hi there and welcome back. So yesterday we got our hands on a wild card for rare, and when we opened our pack we had a Lila undefeated slick shot. And like I said yesterday already, that was an interesting card because I really like this one and I play it when I play at the local game store. I use this card in one of my commander decks as well. And the value is actually pretty high. So I really want to see if I can do something with it. So I've decided today that I'm going to use that one rare wildcard that we have to create a copy of Lila Undefeated Slickshot. So I'm going to craft it here. And then I have an idea for a deck, but I'm not really sure how well it's going to work yet. So this is just a temporary build to try out some ideas, some strategies, and see how they all work together. And I've tried to lay it out a little bit. First off, Lila Undefeated, like I said, very interesting cards. It's a 3/3 with prowess. Whenever you cast a multicolored instant or sorcery spell, you can exile it instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. And then it becomes plotted. So you can recycle pretty much all your multicolored instants and sorceries. Oyer does something similar. By rebounding those spells, he also provides you with an opportunity to recycle your instants and sorceries, and he doesn't really care about them being monocolored or multicolored. Also, he himself is a 4/3 flying god, which can provide mana when he turns into a land, or you just have a decent solid 4/3 flyer available as well. So I think those two could work very well together. And then I was looking a little bit at what instants and sorceries we have that are multicolored, and I came up with 14. I have two ill-timed explosions, which would be a minor board wipe, but mostly it also provides me with two cards that I can choose. It's a multicolored spell, which works really well with Lila, and being a sorcery, it also works with Oyer. So that's interesting. Push-pull, again an interesting multicolored card. It does have white, so we are going to go with a 3-color deck in this case, but it can destroy any target tapped creature. Late game, for 6 mana, we can put 2 target creature cards from a single graveyard onto the battlefield under our control, giving them haste, and we sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Again, with these 2 cards, we potentially could cast that twice. Lightning Helix, the same, burn, multicolored, 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. Potentially that means you have 6 life and 6 damage for just 2 mana. Slick Sequence, again, very interesting card, multicolored, 2 mana, 2 damage to any target, with a potential draw a card. In a really decent game that could even do 4 damage and 2 cards with just 2 mana, so that's some interesting potential there. Seeing as we're going to play a lot of instants and sorceries, and we're going to recycle them hopefully, we can look at cards that profit from it. Howdy Jin, I actually had 2 of him, so I was thinking why not use him, as he makes my instants and sorceries a little more cheap to play. Not a lot of the cards are gonna have an advantage from that, seeing as ill-timed and push-pull are the only 2 cards that I actually also use only colorless mana. So the rest of them won't really get any help from him, but still it's a solid flyer with toughness 4 for just 3 mana, and he can increase his power very quickly. Then I'm looking at some other ways to take advantage of the game. Third Path Iconoclast. whenever we cast a non-creature spell, you get a token. Tokens can be useful as I want to use them for bargaining Torch the Tower, because that would provide us with an opportunity to deal 3 damage instead of 2, and scry 1, and again, with the idea of maybe recycling them, thanks to these 2. So having tokens is a very interesting thing to have, and we have here Third Path Iconoclast providing tokens, but we also have 2 Chrome of the Host Seed Sharks, which also provide us with tokens. Via the Incubate, we have Urobrask, which is one of my favorite cards at the moment in the format. It's too powerful not to consider. We have Bari and Kari Sef. Again, 2/4 for a striker with Menace, and it also interacts with instants and sorceries, can provide us with a token, or allow us to play a instant or sorcery free from our hand. Now, I have noticed when I look at the multicolored spells here, there aren't many that will really interact with Bari, Baral, and Karisev, except for the ill-timed explosion, and potentially one of the others if I have a Torch of the Tower in my hand. But still, the potential is there, and even if it's not, we still do get a 2/1 Red Monkey Pirate token. So, that leaves us with just 2 cards we haven't discussed. Agatha Soul Cauldron, opportunity to boost our creatures, but mostly also to get rid of some nasty cards in your opponent's graveyard, and Trumpeting Carnosaur. It is 3 extra damage we can do by discarding it, but we also have the Discover ability, and Discover will hit every single card in the deck, which really offers a lot of potential and opportunity here. For the mana base right now, I'm going for a pretty split mana base here. See if we can't get it a little bit clearer. So my main focus is gonna be blue and red, which is why most of it is blue and red here. But I do have access to white as well. I am still using the lands that we have from the sets that are gonna rotate out. We might have to look into replacing them later on this week if the deck works. It's an idea. I'm not sure if it's going to work yet. We're going to check that out now. But I think it does have some potential if we can hit the right cards at the right time. What do I see right now as a potential problem? Consistency. I don't have much card draw. Not sure if that's going to be a disadvantage. I do see some options we can take out if we want to get into some of the more dark card draw, or if we want to go into control, we could potentially look at some counter spells, which also provide us with card draw, in which case we would have to look at the deck again and see what we take out. But I think right now it's a solid enough build to test some ideas and see if it's worth considering investing some wild cards in it here once we get our hands on them. So let's have a look. Our quest for the day is play 25 lands. I've already changed it hoping for 750 gold, but we didn't get it. We're very close to a new pack, so let's see if we can't do that. Considering that it's an experimental deck, I'm not gonna use it in ranked right now because I'm not really sure that it's gonna work. So we're just gonna test it in free play. We still get to do some questing, and we can figure out if it's gonna work or not. So let's have a look at it and let's see what we can do. So we go first. We have our 3 colors. I have 2-drop, 3 drops, and 4-drop. Let's keep this. It's a reasonably slow start, but we do have a surveil, we do have other lands, so I think we might be in for an okay game, depending on what our opponent plays. So it looks like our opponent isn't really happy with his hand, or he... Oh, there we go. Let's say hello to him, and let's start the game. Yeah, let's keep that 4th land. So now we have our 4 land, which means we can play pretty much anything in our hand right now. Yeah, okay. And the fact that it's an island means I can put it into play right here, right now if I want. And then we already have it available. Are we going to do that? Yes, we are. He doesn't know that I don't have a counterspell, but let's make him think we do. So red and green, let's see what he comes up with here. Yeah. That's an interesting move. I want to put some early pressure down here. Let's see what we can come up with. So we're up against a 3-color deck. Ooh, Nisa. This one is going to come into play tapped anyway. I don't want Nisa to trigger. I would have loved to have kept that card until Ojer was on the field, but it's just too dangerous with Nisa. I have a feeling this is a landfall deck. It looks very similar to something I've played myself. Good thing we didn't play. We didn't leave the Nisa on the field today, because that would have been a lot of extra mana. I'm gonna go for Oyer first. As I said, I want it on the field so we can start using our instants and sorceries to the best of their abilities. It's another Spelunking. So there's a pretty big chance that in 1, maybe 2 turns from now, this one is going to come out, and then I wouldn't be surprised if he can burn us in just 1 go. So let's see what we can do here. Right now we only have 1 instance in our graveyard, so that's not really nice. So our Jin doesn't really get a boost. We do have our Parlor, which provides us with the Survey 1. I don't think we're going to need Push and Pull. We could potentially bring back Nisa from his graveyard, put it onto our field, but I'm not sure if that's going to make much difference. Here we go. So done. Yeah. Like I said before, I really don't want to risk it with a Nissa on the field. It's just too dangerous. So I think we better just play it safe and take it out. I'm going to end the turn here. Yep, he took out our artifact. That was kinda expected. He's clearly looking for a solution. I'm hoping that we could maybe. Yeah, let's end the game here. We're gonna take my graveyard, as it's a 7. And we can hit him for 11, which is enough to win the game. So I think we were lucky here. I think he was sticking for a solution. The fact that we could take care of his 2 Nissas from the get-go, I think was the right choice to make. So I'm pretty happy with this first. We didn't really see the thing I wanted to test, whether or not we were successful in recycling our instants and sorceries. We didn't get to that point, but I was happy with how this game went. So we have white and blue. But we're not really in a position to play anything decent. So I'm just going to have to mulligan here. I think that's a better choice. I'm going to keep 6 and let's get rid of the Soul Cauldron for now. So why am I keeping this? If we draw into a land in the next 2 turns, we can play this one. We can play this one with its discard ability. We do have a removal early game. And, oh, where is the server here going out? What's happening? So we are waiting for the server here. I don't really know what's going on. Computer isn't really responding either. So I think we don't really have a choice other but to wait. Okay, so we're back in the game. I don't really know what happened here. So let's just say hello. And let's hope nothing else happens. Okay, Crystal Grotto. It's a card I like as well. Ability to scry, fix some mana. It's always useful. Let's keep this. Urbesk Forge. Or just a token generator. Yeah, that's going to my turn. So, he is playing blue, black, and white. That worries me a little bit. Okay, he went very fast his next turn, so that meant no counter, no removal at that point, at least not instant speed. There we have it. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. It put some pressure on the board. Too bad we didn't draw an extra land. That would have been nice. I'm curious to see what did he get here. Do we have an idea what he's playing? Yeah, let's this one down as well. I'm a little worried about his deck. I think the Soul Cauldron might just wait at some point keep us alive. Let's end the turn here. And let's pass it on. So it's a little irritating we're not getting any land right now, because I really wanted it. Not much we can do about that. Resolve. Yeah, we can't really do anything about that either. Yeah, okay, you want a mill? Oh, that was the land I wanted. Let's go to my turn. Okay, that's another land. So this one has hexproof and haste. I don't like that. We do, however, have this possibility here, which provides us with a token, and let's go to combat. And let's take out the Wren as well. And just because we can, let's have a look at our opponent's graveyard. He's not playing any creatures. I think we have one. Yeah, let's get rid of that one and let's pump this token. So what did our friend exile? Demolition field. Okay. Let's put some extra pressure on the field here. All attack. And let's end the turn here. Yeah. There's much we can do about that. Yep. Okay. And let's take the hit. I'm sorry to say that's pretty much all we can do right now. We do have a creature again in our graveyard, this one. So we're going to go all attack. We're just going to remove a creature from our graveyard. This one. Pumping one of our tokens. Giving us a little more oomph. Done. So we're not in the best position right now. We do have an advantage in life, but he has a lot of mana. He has 5 cards in hand. Oh, and he just gave up. So I wasn't that confident while playing against him. Again, we didn't see the slick shot come out. So let's try one more. And that'll be it for tonight. Two Lilas might be too little in a deck to really test her, but I really want to see what she can do anyway. Let's try and keep this. Let's just get... We can't bargain it, so let's just get rid of it and be done with it. Yeah, this is not what I was hoping for. So 3 cauldrons, second turn, that's not really what we're hoping for, is it? So, this is not looking good. This is definitely not looking good. Maybe I should have considered changing my hand, but oh well. That's a painful card to be up against. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. We're in a really bad spot here, and we might as well just congratulate our opponent because we cannot do anything here. So yeah, not the greatest game tonight. A little bit boring to be completely honest. I do like a good challenge. Yeah, let's try another one. I really want to see what we can do with this deck. I'm not convinced about the mana base. Definitely not right now. And I am thinking, oh no, definitely not. We are really not in a good position with our mana tonight. 2 mana, no blue, but I don't see ourselves going much lower than this. So I think we don't really have a choice here. Our opponent said hello, so let's say hello to him as well. Ooh. We're up against red. That could get really painful really fast. Let's see what happens here. Resolve. Yeah. Resolve, resolve. And let's just deal with him before it gets worse. Demolition field. End the turn. That's a little chicken. That's not really the card that I worry most about. That's the card we worry about. And that's the one we're going to take out. So we really need good cards. We have them here. Let's get rid of a tapped creature here. Still not in a good position. Let's pass the turn here. Yeah, that one we don't like. That's a cute little goblin. Let's get rid of him while we still can. We have the mana for it, so let's just play it. Auto pay. You might be able to turn it face up. Yeah. The advantage is yeah, this is not a good situation we're in right now. Nah, this is game over. This is game over. And then we just wish him good game. Because it really is game over here. Yeah, there we go. We don't have our land, so there's nothing we can do here. That's the goblin I was expecting. So yeah, even after that many games, the deck doesn't really do what I have in mind, and to be quite honest, I'm not sure it will. So let's see. What do we have in standard here? We played this one yesterday, worked pretty decently. And this one we've been testing as well. But let's play that one a little bit. We know that deck works, so let's see if we can't climb a little bit more tonight. So my videos don't have any editing. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. I take you through the games as I play them, as we get across them, and I think that's the most honest and straightforward way to do it for you guys. Like I said, this is a journey. I want to see how far we can get. I want to see where we get stuck, how we learn, how we adapt, and hopefully along the way, some of you guys will start giving me some advice, helping me out. We can look at the different options together, and we can interact a little bit more. Normally, I'm used to playing at a table in a local game store, and then we interact with each other. We talk about the strategies, the ideas that we have, and as we do that, we come up with some crazy decks. My commander decks are pretty well known for playing everything that you don't expect. It's the kind of style that I have always had, and yeah, let's do this. Tap this one, this one. Let's just hit our opponent for a decent amount. This is going to be a pretty painful turn for our opponent here. Ooh, definitely a painful turn. And let's just sacrifice his creature for him because I really don't want him to keep it. So we have Urebresk, we have one on the field. Destroying that one is nice. But I'm sorry, my friend, I still have one. So he played Brotherhood's End the same way I do. I enjoy playing that card as well because it does get rid of a lot of artifacts. Artifacts are quite active out there. You do see a lot of them. And I found them to be, how can I say this, annoying to deal with. Very often they have a lot of power and toughness. And the smaller board wipes don't work against them. But being artifacts, especially a lot of them being tokens, it does provide us with an option to deal with them for just 3 mana, because we can just say destroy all artifacts with mana cost 3 or less, tokens having 0 mana cost. Okay, now we know what we're up against. Yeah. Knowing what we're up against, I think we should try and see if we can't get out of this game as quickly as possible. Because once he takes over control, there are very few ways for us to get back into the game. There we go. And that could just be game. Yeah, there we go. So the basic strategy in this deck clearly works. It's been on a good curve so far. I don't know how far this deck is going to bring us, but I do like the way that it plays. It's just 2 mana, 2 colors. It's low to the ground, still have a lot of potential in power output, and you can actually start stealing your opponent's cards as well. So, what do we have here? My opponent going first, that means we are on the draw. We do have 2 mana. We do have early game removal. If we pull into a Furnace of Rains, we do have the Cell Sword. We do have a board wipe, so I think taking the risk is a good idea here. If we get to draw a land within the first 3 turns, we're in a good spot. It's not a land, but it is a nice plan B, as it gives us an artifact token. We do get a treasure token in this case. So worst case scenario, we still have a 3 mana in turn 3. Ooh, tiny bones. So, looks like we're up against mono black. I don't really like mono black here. Yeah, I know you're gonna blow her up, that's fine. Because I just want that treasure token. We have a Brotherhood's End, so I want that treasure token. There we go. Yep, that's fine. I expected that. Also, Laughing Jasper Flint is outside the range of the cut down. As you can see, the cut down is 5 toughness and power put together. We are outside of it. Yep. So he too has chosen the treasure token, which is not the worst choice he could have made for us. I'm going to put this one in because we already know what we're going to do this turn, which is we're going to blow up the creatures. So by putting this land in now, we are not missing a turn because that will bring us to 4 mana next turn, which is definitely useful. The fact that he has options in our turn means that he does have an instant on hand. So yeah, that's also an option, of course. But that means he is now down to 4 mana. Okay. He wants his tiny bones back. Yeah, let's just go for the Jasper Flint now. Like I said, it's outside range of his cut downs. His tiny bones does have death touch, but we have 2 more where that came from. That's tiny bones, fine. Yep. But like I said, we have more where that came from. Let's just put it down and see if he has any more removal. We are in a tough spot right now, but we can't win them all, I guess. But we're still in the game. Depending on what he has available, depending on what he's looking for, we are still in the game. Yep. Okay. Yeah, let's submit this one. He could sacrifice his tiny bones here, getting rid of the Jasper Flint, but he's not. Okay. So, what is the best choice here? I think the best choice here is let's get rid of one of his non-token creatures. There we go. And then with the Soul Cauldron, we can get rid of it once and for all. We don't have the mana to play the Giza, which I'm sorry to see, but we can hit him for 5. That's another Hellraiser. He doesn't have creature in the graveyard, but we do have the ability to target him. So we're not going to go attacking now, seeing as we're at 6 life. Oof, that hurts. I was considering sacrificing my Laughing Jasper Flint with the Cell Sword taking over his. But I think we're gonna lose it anyway. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna block. We still have one. We're in a dangerous position now, but I still want to deal with it. And let's attack with just one. All right. Now the question is, what is a good choice to do here? Can we finish it? We're at 7, 8. Yeah, we can finish it, I think. Tiny Bones onto this one. That's 8 damage. Let's go to combat. All attack. And then this one into him. And we wish him a good game. So, still undefeated. I really like the interactions for this deck. I think it has a lot of potential. It's not going to solve every situation. That's definitely for sure. But it does provide us with a lot of options. Let's see what we have in our booster pack here before we close it down for tonight. Another Tiny Bones. Card that I really do like. Tiny Bones joins up. I understand why a lot of people play it. I wish I had enough of him to play it. I'm not really sure. I think this is my second. We can have a look. Because Tiny Bones, there we go. It's my second. And that actually makes it playable. We do have, let's see, 6, 7, 8 legendary creatures. Yeah, it's definitely worth considering. I think we can take out 2 charming scoundrels for 2 tiny bones. I'm just not sure what is going to be most productive. The tiny bones or the scoundrels. We've definitely seen that Agata is a really good card to have. It really works out very well, helps us out in a lot of games. So I think keeping that in is a definite must. We could potentially take out one of these and one of these, but honestly, I'm a little bit torn here. Yeah, I think we can try it. Let's take out this one, put in this one, and we are ready to try it tomorrow in our next game. So I wish you a wonderful evening or a wonderful day. I don't know what time you're going to watch this. Please feel free to comment me in the chat below. I really would like to hear some advice, some ideas. Um, I can always look at what you're saying and then see how it fits with the cards available. Um, so today I did use one of my rare wild cards. I think that might be one of my weaknesses, that I do use it regularly to test out some ideas, test out some decks. Maybe it would be smarter to test out things on the table, playing it with the cards that I really actually have, and then depending on the result I get there, using them in the deck online. I'm not really sure about that yet. So, except for that, we are starting to get a nice amount of gold, just 9,000 yet, but we're slowly getting there. With a little bit of luck, we should be at somewhere 15, 20,000 by the time that that the new set comes out. I think I can have a look. It's another 13 days, yeah, so we're definitely going to be around 20,000 by then. So that's 20 booster packs we will have from the new set we can buy as soon as it comes out. That's going to be very nice and helpful. If I'm looking at my rank here, we still have a few boosters we can earn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Yeah, that's nice. So by the time the new set comes out, we probably have 5 more boosters. Today I went and bought one of the deals. There was 550 gold available for just 50 gold, so definitely taking that one. Sometimes you can be lucky and you can get some of those gems as well. So look out for them whenever they pop up, because it's always a nice deal. All of these are just card arts. To be honest, I don't really want to spend gold on that. I'm more interested in getting the cards themselves and not just the art. Really nice card. I've played quite a lot in my days. And I still play him. He's still a staple in decks that play red in my commander deck. So yeah. Have a great evening. Take care. And see you next time. Bye bye.